Howdy folks, welcome to another season of Derail Valley. Starting a new save, and we're playing in realistic mode. So there's some limitations, like you can't teleport very far. Things like that. We're over here by the little DE2, and I believe we're at the steel mill. Let me bring up the world map. We are up here. Gotta remember how to play this game. Gotta hold Alt. So we're here at the steel mill. And we're probably going to take a little shunting job just to get started. Get my feet wet, get used to the controls again. So first order of business, we need to get this guy started up and over to where the jobs are. So I like to get it hooked up and ready to go and then turn on the job because there is a time limit. So let's get started. And I don't think I ever really knew there were keyboard controls for the turntable until I was watching Squirrel's latest series. He's doing a realistic playthrough as well. I'm sure most of you, or if not all of you, know Squirrel. If you don't, go check out Squirrel on YouTube. Squirrel, just like the little animal. He does some awesome simulation content. And he's been doing a realistic Derail Valley series. Kind of got me enthused about Derail Valley again, so we're going to give it a whirl. So this, if you don't know this game that well, it originally was a VR game. You can play it non-VR now. You'll see as we move around, a lot of the stuff's interactive, and it's really designed to be used in VR. So it can be a little strange when you're not in VR. But anywho, we need to get this thing fired up. So we're going to turn on all the circuit breakers here. We can zoom in on those. I'm just a little froggy. I'm recording this first thing in the morning right after I got up before work. So we got electrics and then the starter. Kind of obvious. Traction motors, TM. Dash light and cab light, so we'll get those all turned on. And then let's see, I think they've changed stuff since I've played. Like oh yeah, control. There we go. Brake cutout. I think that needs to be down. That's how most, if it's like most ball valves. So our brakes will actually work. Our handbrake is on. We should be able to fire this thing up. There we go. Then it should start building air pressure. You can see the brake pipe and main reservoir are ramping up. I wonder, does the throttle have anything to do with the air? I don't know if that, I don't know if it's a mechanical pump. If that makes any difference or not. We got a horn. All right, we'll let it build a little air pressure, and then we'll get going. Okay, we should have enough air pressure now to safely move, so let's take this off. It feels like my field of view is like really zoomed in. Maybe I'm just not used to the game. We got the turntable lined up, so let's put the reverser in forward and give her a notch of throttle. Doesn't take much to get moving when we're running light here. And you can also run this from like a third-person perspective with controls on the screen. I like to work everything interactively. Makes it fun. All right, we're going to use our independent brake here to slow down. And then I think I can just use the turntable controls while I'm in here. Yeah, there we go. Page up and page down by default is the turntable keys. There he goes. When you get it close enough, it'll snap into place. And there's also keyboard controls. So I'm not used to using those, but they are there. Get up to about 20. We'll keep it kind of slow here in the yard. Another new feature they've done since I've played is you can control the switches from the map, so that's kind of cool. Heading out of here, though, into the switches, they'll just kind of set themselves, I think. We're just going through the switches. So we got to go all the way out there, and then we're going to back up. And there's a job over there we're going to take. So let me see if I can get used to using the keyboard controls. So we need to go all the way out to past that switch and then back into the yard. See the yard over there? That's where all the cars are sitting. And then there's a little green light there on the building. That's the station office where you take jobs. So the way Derail Valley works, for those who are not familiar with it, is there's kind of a little in-game economy. And you take various jobs and then you get paid. And there's a time bonus if you get it completed in a certain amount of time. You get extra money. That kind of thing. Alright, now to switch this, we could hop out of the cab and run over there, but we also have a little switcher tool, so we'll use that. And then the other way we can do this, if we bring up our station map. Flip over a couple pages, and if we can click on here, so if we need to go to the steel mill. And then we get a schematic, so that is north. We just came out to this switch, and we're looking back at the B yard. I thought you could switch from the map. Maybe that was a mod. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I thought you could switch from the map. So we're going back into the B yard, so if we look through here, here's the B yard. We'll see where our job is. I'm not 100% sure yet where that is. Hear that? All right, let's back up a little bit, and then we'll go over to the station and get a job. Oops. Oh, I was sitting down. That's why I was so short. I'm still getting used to the controls. So we'll just back up kind of short of the road here. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure where the job is going to be. So we'll just stop here kind of by the little water tower. Water intake. Alright, now to work, let's throw the handbrake on. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I'm not sure how the audio is going to be on this. As far as the game audio, let me know how it is. So I got to run over here. In realistic mode, we can only teleport this far. Normally you can hit F to teleport where the cursor is. We can't teleport very far in realistic mode. So we got to hoof it around everywhere. So let's run over here and grab a job. See what we're going to take anyway. And I won't turn it in until we're ready to head out. There was basically one shunting job we can do. It doesn't pay a ton, but it's just to kind of get our feet wet. So there's various kind of jobs. So shunting will be like within the yard. So we have to take these 3 cars and load them up with steel rails and then spot them somewhere. Nice easy job. We've got logistics hauls, which is basically taking empty cars somewhere. Freight haul is just what you think. You're just taking a freight train somewhere. And then there's various little license requirements here. So this takes a long haul and long two. So I don't have any of those extra licenses yet. And I actually don't even have a shunting license. I have to buy that. Right now we just have a freight haul license. You can pick these up and you can set them back down. Like I said, it's really made for VR. And you can see it gives the tonnage there. We can only do about 300 tons on a 2% grade when it's not raining. Speaking of raining, the weather forecast. A little foggy later. I don't see any rain in the forecast. It's supposed to get a little foggy later in the day. Actually, it's already later in the day. It's coming up on 4 o'clock. So we should be good for sunshine. So I think what I'm going to do is buy the shunting license. So if we come over here to the career manager, licenses, and we go down to shunting, it's $1,000. I can print that out and take a look at it. It doesn't change our insurance copay or time bonus at all. So I think we'll just buy that. So to do that, I want to hit confirm. Must clear all fees. Oh, right. I moved the engine, so I'm going to have some small fees. $475. Insert wallet to pay. All right, so our wallet is down here. And confirm. Yay. Now I can go to the licenses. I forgot you can use the scroll wheel on here. Insert wallet to pay. So we're going to be down to like 900 bucks. That's okay. There we go. Now we have our shiny new shunting license, which we don't really need. We can just toss that. It'll show up in a pile in our shed, which we'll cover later. So I want to take this and then, yeah, we'll put that on 2. So we're looking for SMSL30. Okay. And it looks like it's going to be flat cars. So I'm guessing, is it this guy? SMSL30. So it says 3 cars. That's one of the cars. Now, it should be empty cars because we're loading them. So that's interesting. Let me run around here and find the cars so I don't waste your time. Well, I've only managed to find the 1 car, so I'm wondering if there's different cars we have to pick up because it shows 3. So I'm going to hook up to this car and we'll turn in the job and we'll see what we got to do. Also, I remembered the using the switches from the map is a license you have to buy. It's called dispatching, I think. So I forgot about that. That's why I can't switch it quite yet. We have to buy a license for that, but we can run along here towards the engine and we'll just set up our switches so we can get in there and hook onto that flat car. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. So that dispatching license is pretty darn handy because you can just set up all your switches from the route map. All right, that one's straight through, so we should be good to go. Let's hop in our little engine here and be off to the races. That's where you can get water if you're running a steamer. Alrighty, let's get this thing started back up. And we're going to get in reverse. All the brakes are off. It's really hard to use the horn button. There's a, is it period slash? Nope, that's wipers. There's keyboard controls for the horn, but I don't remember what they are. That's okay. There's nobody else in the world, so it's just us. It's just us and, as my dad's family would say. They've got almost a language of their own. A little bit of Appalachia, a little bit of Northeast Missouri hillbilly. This has the funky, like, UK style buffer and link kind of couple system. Something like that. There we go. All right, so we got to drag this across and hook onto there, and then we can tighten that up. You can duck down here, hook those hoses in. You just click on those. You can't use the mouse wheel. All right. It's been a little while. So then we have air hooked up here. And we'll need to take the handbrake off on the car. There we go. Okay, let's go turn this job in and we'll find out what we're supposed to do with it. There will be a fair amount of running around because realistic mode. Alright, so bring this job up and then I stick it in here. Now we get a whole page that says, here's what you need to do. Alright, so we picked up a car. Let's go see which car this was. It was on A3S? No, that was a different car. We picked up B7S, so that was the last one. Alright, so we got to go over to A yard. 3 and 5. Okay, where is the A yard? That's a great question. We go back over here to our station map. All I see is a B yard. Oh, there it is. That's the actual steel mill itself, I think. Over here. So we got 3 and 5. So once I buy the dispatching license, I can just click here and I could set those switches. But until then, we got to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, brake is off. Let's sally forth. Oh, something is not right. I hear grinding. Didn't I take the handbrake off? Yeah, the handbrake's off. Air hose is hooked up. Air is turned on. Why are we grinding? I've done something wrong. It says brake pipe. There's a problem with the brake pipe? It's acting like there's a... Do I have this in the wrong position? How did that get changed? Did I put, oh, I must have put that in the wrong position when I started. My bad. I thought I had that so it was open. Maybe not. Anywho. Oopsie. There we go. Moves a lot easier with the brakes off. Yeah, my bad. This was not a thing last time I played, so getting used to some of the new features. Yeah, maybe I was fiddling with it and set it back. I'm not sure what I did. I may have just plain set it wrong. Alright, so to get over to the steel mill, we need to go back out to that switch. Back over to that side, and then back in, almost over towards where we came from on the turntable. We'll keep her kind of slow here. Back in there, I think. We'll take another look at the map. I'm not used to the brakes in this game, so bear with me. Like you have to use a lot of brake. Oh, and you got to take the throttle off too. Nope. Quit. Here we go. Alright, where are we going? Station map. We need to go 2 switches. Yeah, the second switch. So not that one, but then that one. You just switch that guy. There we go. We're going back in there. I think I know where I'm going. I see cars back in there. That's a good sign. It was A3 and then A5. Yeah, A3 and A5. So if I hold tab and hit 1, I can bring that guy up. So that is 5. So that's a left. Will get us into 5. Okay, cool. So there's actually 2 parts to this, it looks like. And that's the steam loco that we can fix up, but that'll be for later in the play. Alright, so this is our 5S car. And then I guess we have to go to that other switch. It's a little hard to tell sometimes, just looking at the station map. So I'm pretty rusty on the train handling. Think that'll do? Take a look here. Yeah, we're up against it. Alright, so we'll grab the link. Tighten those up. Grab that. Get some air in the car and take the handbrake off. There we go. SMSL 30. Looking good. So the station map. Oh, I see. Yeah, it does have the other switch on there. Got it. So we need to go over to the A3S now. Alright, forward. All the brakes are off. Toot toot. Off we go. And the sun is going down. It's going to be dark here soon. Okay, we got lights. Get some lights turned on. So we got to go back in there and grab one more car, and then we have to take it over to a loading track. We have to load at A7, which is back over here, I think. Oh no, 7 is the separate loading track. Got it. Went way too far. Then we need to go that way, and then I think it's hard to switch that way. I think that'll get us back into A3, and then the loading is basically... Where are we loading? That's for, like, loading coal, I would think. Must be a loading platform over there. Yeah, A3. There's a little car back in there. I can see it. So we're heading back in there. So that old rusty steam locomotive over here, a new feature they've added is you can find those, and basically you tow them to the museum, and then you can pay to fix them up, and then those are like your locomotives. Versus just using whatever locomotives are in the world. Okay, we got to ease back into that car. That looks good. Set the independent. Should be fine. Get close enough? Yes, we did. Alright, you know the routine. Grab the link. Tighten her up. Grab the hose. Turn those on. Some air in the car. Take off the handbrake. There we go. Now we're ready to head over to the loading track. You can see the little red light there on the back. I've turned the back light on. And we should have a little white light up front. There we go. Got two little white lights. Oops. Wrong brakes. All right. Forward ho. It's a beautiful game. Especially when you get around like sunlight and whatnot. Okay, over to track 7 to get this guy loaded up. So you go past this track. Then back under there to... There's got to be a loader over there somewhere that will load the cars. We start with full, yeah, we start full of fuel and everything. Fuel? Yeah, we got to go back into there, 7L. We'll figure out the loading. Alright, are we past the switch? Getting there. Okay, we're loading steel rails. I'm not sure exactly where we need to be spotted. Somewhere back in here. There'll be a control box of some sort. It'll be somewhat like that, but not quite. This is for like coal and water, I would assume. Yeah, I think that little pedestal back there is probably where we're supposed to load these cars. Let's head back in there. There might be that. No, it looks like it's going to be that pedestal there. Load these. So I assume we just need to spot it here somewhere by the load controller. Somewhat like so. Yeah, it's got a little orange. Cargo transfer. Load, please. Ta-da! There we go. And then we need to take this over to B60. So let's back over to the... Or B60. I keep saying 60. But O for output. B6. Forward hoe. Got a little wheel slip there. Actually have a little bit of weight on us now, since we're pulling a load. This little DE2 that we're in, diesel electric, it can do about 1,000 tons on flat. So it's a pretty good little shunter. So we got all these dials here. We got amps, we got temperature we got to keep an eye on. We got some wheel slip. Give her too much, she'll slip the wheels. So now we got to go all the way out past that far switch and then back into 6 on the B yard. Now we can pretty much just coast. I don't want to get going too fast because we're just going to have to stop up here. Now later on we can get a remote control so we can hop out and still control the locomotive. There's a lot of different things you can buy to make your life easier. So out past this switch and then back in. I see... I don't remember for sure which one is 6, so we'll just have to look. Right, there's the switch. A little air on. Trying to judge where I'm at. I think I'm just coming past the switch now. Maybe. And we head into a downgrade here, so we gotta be careful. All right. Oh, I can just hit the number. I didn't realize I tried that before and it wouldn't work. All right, so we'll switch that one. And we're getting wheel slips, so I'm going to turn the sand on so we can get started up this grade. Leave one notch of throttle on. I need to go back and I got to figure out where we're going. You can only teleport like 3 feet at a time, so it looks kind of dumb. Alright, we need to go to 6. Which one of these? There's 6-0 right there. So we need to go left, right, and then left. There we go. Then I need to go back to my train. Which hopefully is not headed downhill away from me. Just hoping one notch of throttle would be enough to keep it moving. Just barely. Okay. Run along the cars. Safety first. Okay, so we should be headed into B6. Putting the power to the rails. And let's see, that's our front light. Let's go ahead and turn it on a little brighter so you can see a little light out ahead of us now. I'm not sure what the second notch of red light does. We'll look when we get out. Got some other cars there in the output track, so we gotta be a little careful going back in there. Go around the curve. Right into B6. So it looks like a 0. These are O and then I. You can see I. Some of them are I for input, O for output. Alright, as long as all the cars are in the track, should be good to go. Turn the engine off. Go ahead and set the brake on that as well. And then we need to set a handbrake on the consist. Unhook, so we need to switch that, and that, pop that, unhook that, and then put this back over there. We can go turn in the job, and we should have it done. We can get paid. I think that was all of the job, right? Uncouple. Yep, validate. All right, so we come back over here, and we bring up this. Draw that in there. Completed. 21,000. So we got a little bit of a time bonus because we got it done in plenty of time. Well done. No damage was made to Derail Valley property or the environment. Keep it up. Thank you. No environment damage. Good to know. And then you hear that beeping. That's telling us to take our money. We actually have to take the money. And then I think I can just go to anything else and it puts us in our wallet. Yep, there we go. 22,300. So we're on our way to being able to do more stuff. So I think that'll do it for this video. Next video, we'll actually do a freight haul somewhere. That will be fun. Let me go look at the fees if I hit this. So basically, using the locomotive, I incurred $921.36 worth of fees. So it'll be like fuel, wear and tear, oil, that kind of stuff. Right now, we only have to pay $100 to clear those fees because we have an insurance copay. As you get more licenses, that copay goes up. And then you'll eventually want to buy the license to do the maintenance on the locomotives yourself, and then that's more cost efficient. Right now, though, we just have the copay, and it takes care of everything. So if I go to licenses, well, we'll just want to start getting like train length 1, stuff like that. But where was the dispatching? I thought there was a license for that. There's the manual service license. We don't need that yet. Oh, there it is, dispatcher. 10 grand. So should we go ahead and buy that? I mean, that would be pretty darn handy once we do the freight haul. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Let's take a look at it. So if you highlight the license and hit print, you can get more details. So it doesn't affect the insurance copay. It does take off 2% of the time bonus deadline. Operate switches remotely. I'm thinking that's going to be worth it. Because as we start doing freight hauls, it's going to be super nice to be able to just set up our route from this screen. So I think I'm going to do that. So if I have to go back, I have to clear my fees. Insert wallet to pay. Go back here to licenses, dispatcher. There we go. Now we have our dispatcher license. Let's toss that in there. So now if I bring up the route map, we can see which way these are set, and we can set them from the maps. So that's going to be super handy when we do our freight haul in the next episode. But I'll probably sleep through the night, so we start out with some daylight. And I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thanks as always for watching. If you want to see more of this, make sure to let me know. Take care.